guys. Um, Bear with me while I say because I'm actually going live in a couple places. I wish. No. Okay, it doesn't like that. So I'm so excited to be here with you guys for the 5 days of free intuition training. All right, awesome. Hi, it's Nikki. Hey, Nikki on YouTube. So I'm going live on, so excuse me, YouTube people, because I'm going to be like looking up at the Facebook Live one. I had a few people that aren't on Facebook, they're Facebook rebels, and so I wanted to be able to reach a broader audience. So if you guys are watching this, and you want to sign up for the free 5 days of intuition training, I'm going to put that inside the comments on the YouTube video. And then if you're in our group, Craving Consciousness Community on Facebook, there's a post in there where you can sign up. That way you make sure that you get the email with along with the homework that I'm going to assign in each day. So um, those that haven't met me yet, my name is Brandeline Johnson, and I am a spiritual life and business coach, a psychic medium, author, and educator, and I love to help people awaken to their spiritual gifts and align to the frequency of their dream life and business. It wasn't until I became a psychic medium, and yes, I say became a psychic medium, did my whole entire life change and my reality change, and was I able to create the life that I really wanted. That was like the very first step. So, in today's training, I'm going to be talking about how to communicate, how spirit communicate with you, and how to start hearing that inner voice. So, I'm hello everybody on Facebook. Hi Mary. Hi Stacy. Hi Rachel. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and maybe even on YouTube. I don't know if you guys could leave comments, but leave me a comment. Let me know if you're watching the live or if you're coming back to watch the replay. This week is going to be so filled with valuable information. Hey, Jory, she's over on YouTube. Awesome. Um, so, I'm sorry, there's a black spot in the YouTube video. It's my little camera here. So, I apologize. So, let's get going. Hey, Rachel on Facebook. All right. So, I want to talk to you guys about one of the main ways that spirit communicates with you, and I want you guys to go ahead and engage with me on here because have you ever noticed that you really get these weird aha moments at these strange times? Like, for example, you come out of the shower. I always call it the shower goddess. So you come out of the shower and you're like, God, it's like I got all this information in the shower. Like, what the hell? Or maybe you're just doing the dishes, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my gosh, that thing that I really wanted to know about, it just came to me, right? So you're doing the dishes, maybe you're vacuuming, or maybe you're just mindlessly driving. Maybe you're just mindlessly driving on the freeway, and all of a sudden you get this great inspiration, right? And I always love to say, and I'm waving hi to all the Facebook people as you guys see me moving. I always like to say that inspiration is in spirit. It actually came to you. It's from spirit. And this is where you're getting these inspirations, right? So, or what about if you're meditating, you go into meditate and everything's really quiet, but all of a sudden you just have this knowing. And a lot of times we call those downloads, right? So these are all these weird moments where you're getting information from spirit. Um, it's kind of like, think of it this way. Have you guys ever been working on a task really hard and you're just like, oh, I can't figure this shit out? You walk away, you go outside, you take the dogs out to go pee. That's what I do. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's the thing. It's because here's the deal, you guys. Intuition and spirit is always communicating with you. Spirit, as in past loved ones, angels, spirit guides, or even you just tapping into pure consciousness where all the information actually is. It's always there for your taking. It's always there, and they're always communicating with you, right? But the problem that a lot of us have is that our minds chatter. We have so much mind chatter. We have 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day our human minds make up. And a lot of these thoughts are based off of previous programming and previous experiences. So actually, only 1 to 5% of your daily life is actually consciously thought of. All the other thoughts are just just made up for you. It's already, you're just like a robot and you're going on autopilot. And so when you're doing that and when you have these 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day, you're actually kind of like blocking your inspiration and you're blocking spirit. Spirit can't seem to get through. And so that's what we're talking about in day one's training. We're talking about when is spirit communicating with you and how can you get a better communication. And my friends, spirit, here's the big takeaway for today. Spirit communicates with you between your thoughts. Between your thoughts. So between those 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of, there's a phrase like Osho or something, or Rumi, and then um they're saying that you're not the person that creates the thoughts, right? You're the person that observes the thoughts. You're the quiet observer of your thoughts. And so when you can slow down enough to actually observe your thoughts and go, well, what do they think? What is going on here? That's when you're going to start opening the door to spirit communication. You have to have this in between your thoughts. And so for today's homework assignment, we're going to talk about different ways that you can actually have more space between your thoughts, so that way you have more room for spirit to communicate with you. Okay, and when I say spirit, I like to encompass it all of I wonder if I like look like I have boogers on YouTube because I keep looking up and like the videos like down here for the YouTube one. But so forgive me if I have boogers on YouTube. But how can we create more space between these thoughts so that you can have more room for spirit to communicate with you? And in order to do that, you have to get your I call it your human mind, right? We have this logical side of our brain and our intuition side of our brain. And I don't know if I'm pointing to the left is logic and the right is intuition, or if it's vice versa, but you have these two operating systems, right? And so you have to get the human one to take a back seat. And when does the human logical side of your mind take a back seat? A lot of times, like for me, I'm a daydreamer. Like, how many of you guys are daydreamers? Like, here I was sitting out here thinking about the training today, and I'm daydreaming because the snow is falling. And in that moment of daydreaming, I get this aha, this, oh yeah, I'm going to write that down, because I always love to take notes about, I always like to have downloads before the training. Like, I already knew what the topic was for today, and that I could talk all damn day long about spirit. Sometimes I do, but I really wanted to like really give you guys a lot of value this week. And so just sitting and daydreaming, and oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna write this down. And you guys know, if you've worked with me in the Awaken program, which will open for a moment on Wednesday, so make sure you get on the list if you're interested in that. And that is at the top of this video and Facebook, the waiting list. And I'm going to also drop it in the comments after this YouTube video. But you know, if you've been in the Awaken program or getting ready to take the Awaken program, one of the most important things I also say is to journal down your inspiration, to save it for later, right? Because once Spirit knows you're listening, they're going to communicate with you even more. They've been knocking at your door. But once they know you are opening the door for communication with them, they're going to start talking a lot more. So in order to get in between these 50 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and in order to get more inspiration and more aha moments and being able to hear the voice of your inner voices, you've got to have more space. So what are some of the ways that we can do that today? And I would love for you guys to share some of your aha moments, share some of the ways that you feel is when you get the most inspiration, like maybe it's in the shower. And I'll explain that a little bit more here in a minute. But share in our group Craving Consciousness community on Facebook. The more you share and the more you engage, the more I'm going to go ahead and give some freebies away as well this week. So the 50, 70,000 thoughts per day, of course. So meditation is going to be your number one thing. That is the number one thing I always recommend anybody if you're wanting to develop your intuition and mediumship, or just connecting with your inner voice on your own. Meditation is the place. Meditation's not the place for you to stop your thoughts. Hey, Northern Skunk Grower on YouTube, you've been following me, I've been seeing you. Meditation is not for you to stop the thoughts. It's for you to start becoming more aware of your thoughts. When you're in meditation, all these thoughts that are coming up, those 50 to 70,000 thoughts that we have per day, when you're in meditation, those are going to come up like crazy. They're going to come up like crazy. The less you meditate, the more thoughts that are going to come bubbling up. And those thoughts are just stress that's burning off your nervous system, okay? The more you meditate, the less stress you're going to have, and the less the thoughts are going to be there. The less stressful you are, the more you're going to be able to communicate with spirit, because spirit is soft and subtle, right? Spirit, your intuition, consciousness, it is in this quiet space, the space between your thoughts, okay? So obviously meditation, de-stressing, the less mind chatter you have. And you're also going to, here's another way for you to connect with spirit, is by simply having a practice of journaling. Some of you guys do gratitude journaling. Some of you guys are just sit down and go, I am freaking journaling today. It actually does something. And next Sunday on the Craving Consciousness podcast, there's an episode coming out all about the power of journaling. So I really recommend, if you guys haven't subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and do that. But in that podcast, I talk with Amy Spencer Young, and we talk about the power of journaling. But for the purpose of this training today, journaling actually does something physiologically in your mind, and it actually sets your human mind aside. Remember, I'm always talking about your logic is your human mind and your intuition is your intuitive mind. So journaling actually helps physiologically, chemistry speaking, set that human mind in the back seat and allows these creative, right? Creative is your intuition flowing through you, right? You are a creator, right? So one of the things I would love for you guys to do this whole week is really start becoming aware of what's happening between your thoughts. You guys always hear me say intuition is awareness. Okay, it's always been there. You just haven't been paying attention, right? So, hey Kimberly, hey Erin, hey Fallon. So many people are jumping on the Facebook training, yay! And all you YouTubers, loving you to have you here. And if you're not on my YouTube channel, join me, Brandaline Johnson, on YouTube. I have a beautiful following there, and I love you guys. So I want you guys to paperclip. I call it paperclipping the aha moments this week, and post them in our Craving Consciousness community group on Facebook, and be like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to get more blasts of intuition awareness, right? And here's the deal about, like, why are you getting inspiration in the shower? Why are you getting inspiration in the elevator, or why you're vacuuming, or why you're doing your dishes? It's because these are things that you have done so many times. You are not thinking about it. You are just going, like, do you shave your armpits after you wash your hair, or do you wash your face in the last part of your shower? What is it that you do? You probably aren't even aware of what you're doing in the shower, because it's a constant thing, or washing the dishes, or vacuuming, or driving to work. Like, have you ever drove to work or drove to the store, and then you got there and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even remember getting here. Like, I unconsciously drove my car to this destination. And that's because you don't need to think about it anymore. And that is when spirit sneaks in. So I don't know if any of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you probably know who the Long Island medium is. And she had some massive anxiety when it came to driving in the car. It's because spirit was communicating with her in this place where she was unconsciously driving to work, right? That is how spirit communicates. It's when you get in a small space and you're just waiting. You're just like washing your hair, or you're just driving to work, and all of a sudden you may have anxiety. That's a major sign that spirit's communicating with you, especially if you're not aware and you're like, oh my God, anxiety. So, but for this training, you're going to be aware. You're going to be paying attention to what's coming to you or through you in the car or the shower this week. It's because you're giving spirit space to communicate with you during those moments where you're just automatically doing something, the dishes, the vacuuming. So start paying attention. And so another way for you guys to do this too is doing yoga, right? Like doing yoga, doing something where you're concentrating on something. You're concentrating, like, I'm stretching, right? Physiologically, like, moving your body is actually allowing space, right? You always hear people when they're talking about yoga, when they're talking about, I'm holding space for you. It means that there's this quiet space right now. And now I'm going to give you guys an exercise to do this week too. This kind of gets your blood flowing. Tiffany's saying, oh my God, that explains my crazy long showers. Yes. and you come out of the shower. I always call it the shower goddess. You guys have seen videos of me talking about the shower goddess and things that she tells me in the shower. It's because Spirit knows that I want to work to help you guys awaken. So I'll get these crazy inspirational things that I'm like, oh my God, I got to go do a live, or I got to do a YouTube video, or I got to write a blog post, or what a great idea for a podcast, because they know that I'm working for them and they're flowing through me to help create a better world for us, to help us evolve as a species and help us become more conscious. So remember, you guys, Spirit is always communicating with you. You always have access to all information through consciousness, right? And the big way that they do it is between your thoughts. And so for you to be able to have a better communication with Spirit is for you to find those spots where you have a gap in your thoughts, and it's for you to be able to set aside. So for example, too, like if you ever have a little, one or two glasses of wine and you're like relaxed and you're just like, you know, or even if you're reading a book and you're just like, wow, that one sentence was so brilliant, you know what I mean? And it's funny, Tiffany just says, I come up with the most brilliant ideas in the shower. And Tiffany, you need to realize it's because Spirit is communicating with you. And Natalie says this all makes sense now on Facebook, right? So Spirit is always there. They're always trying to make your life a little bit easier. They're always trying to get you to come out of the mind chatter moment and come into this now moment. And when you're in this now moment, that is when you have the ability to get more information from Spirit. So take a walk, be here in the now, meditate every day for even for 5 minutes, 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week is what I recommend. It's just like walking away from your tasks and then all of a sudden having an aha moment. So do some of these extra things this week. Go on the nature walk, see what bubbles up for you, right? You see how I say bubbles up? Because it's always there for you. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be live again on YouTube and on our Craving Consciousness Community Facebook group at noon Eastern Standard Time. Today I did it at 1 because I just flew back from Vegas yesterday and I had to jump into this time zone again. But I slept 11 hours last night, so I was ready. And so I'll be here Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time with more free trainings. Journal your little booties off with this. Share in our Craving Consciousness community group. And make sure you get on the waiting list for the Align program if you're not already, because doors open for enrollment on Wednesday, and you could find out all about the Awaken program on my website at brandoline.com. So I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow and figuring out how to make the YouTube video stop. Because I don't normally go live on YouTube. But make sure you join my YouTube page because I don't always double up on the information. Brandoline Johnson on YouTube, or come join us on Craving Consciousness Community on Facebook. Okay, so I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the training. And I don't know how to stop the YouTube video. Hey, you guys.